actually brings us to the news. There are reports you're quite close to signing. I don't know who this guy is. I've never heard of him until you've been linked to him. Mickey van der Ven. A 30 million euro bid has been made. It's expected to be rejected, but it feels like Spurs will get that done. How are you feeling about your summer and your plans ahead of the new campaign, George?
VDV. He's the new VDV. He's reclaimed the name because there's always been one that fell off now. So, yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. He's a good player.
Just VVD though, so
VVD, VDV, whatever the heck. He's VDV. That's what we call him.
I can't lie, Terry, I was expecting the sound effect. I was expecting the bomb.
No, but I've seen good things of him. He's young. He's still a prospect, but he looks good. He looks like a good ball carrier. We haven't signed a centre-back for years, one of good quality. So he's one that can play on the left side, play left back and left centre-back. So he's going to be able to cover two positions. The fees that they're talking about, for me, I've got a strong feeling Harry Kane's gone. I think this is why today we've seen quite a lot of news come out. Like everything on Tottenham went quiet for about 3-4 days. We didn't hear nothing. And then today you've had news on 2 centre-backs. You've had news on a new strike. You've had news on another one. So I think the Harry Kane's money's coming in. I think they've already started to spend it in their heads, starting to get the deals done. So I'm quietly happy with the window. I think we've made some good moves. There's been some good players come in, but we need to do more. Like other teams, I still feel like the key positions that we've been coming to this window looking for, which is the centre-backs, we've still not addressed. Let's get this one wrapped up and then hopefully get another one in. I think and I hope that we're going to get Tapsoba. Apparently, all the news is still pointing that we're trying to work that deal out. That's a top quality player there. And if he comes in, I think we're going to have a good team. So let's get that back line sorted and then we can start talking about top 4 and causing some problems to some of you guys. But right now, it's just all talk with Tottenham. So until the deals come over the line, I don't really know what to say, but it's all right at the moment.
Anthony here says Mickey Mouse joining Van Disney in the Premier League. This here says, wow, it's amazing what a single Spursy season can do to a man. Drake is actually speaking some sense for a change.
A man said one single Spursy season. Yeah, look, we did have our bad season, but we're coming back. Everyone knows. I'm just not trying to do too much at the moment because we don't know what's happening with the Hurricane situation.
Coming back.
Coming back.
I
was going to say, coming back. Everyone knows.
Everyone knows. Everyone knows we're coming back. I'm not going to say too much until, look, we've got another 3.5 weeks left at the transfer window. Once that gets wrapped up, I think we're going to have some good business done. But it does matter whether Harry Kane is here or Harry Kane's not. Because if we do some good business and then Harry Kane's here, we're already in my eyes, we're challenging for top 4. We're going to be in the top 4 and we're going to be making some noise. I don't see you get the players.
Wow.
If you get the players that you're linked with, go on.
If Harry Kane leaves, then it's a whole different situation because then you're minusing 25 plus goals and you've got to take in the contingency of Richarlison being our number 9 and our
just say he's crap. Just say he's crap and get it over with. Don't try and pay out Richarlison like he's a number 9. Just say he's crap.
He's not a number 9. He's the number 9. R9. Waiting.
Where's your Van Dijk one?
No, ARE. Let's see good day.
No. He's called Richard at the moment. He's gonna get the listen back. He's gonna get the lease back.
So Spurs have got the new VVD coming and the new R9. Wow.
No, Spurs' fans' heads are going to wobble when the season starts and you get the players that you've been linked with because you're not going to be happy. You're going to realise that your squad is inadequate to even get Europe, let alone top 4. Like, top 4 is not happening next season for Spurs, and especially if they sell Harry Kane, which they have to. Who do you replace him with? Tottenham's dealings are awful. And with all this stuff with Joe Lewis, like they're in a bad place at the moment. New manager, it's just not good. It's not good. I sound horrible right now. I'm just looking at your face. It's like,
let it go, man.
No, but it's true. It's true.
Kieran, I don't agree with that, to be honest. I think Tottenham have gone back to their habitat. They've gone back to humbling themselves. You know what I mean? They've left the glamorous managers in Mourinho and Conte. They've gone for someone who is, less proven, someone that can actually build a team, build a little bit of harmony. Yeah, not proven. Someone that has a point to prove, I would say. Do you know what I mean? Because Tottenham, they didn't back Conte as much as they should have, and they didn't back Mourinho as much as they should have. So I think it's good for them that they've actually taken this hard reset. I don't see a negative in it, to be honest.
It is good, but this is the same fan base that turned around and said that Poch had taken them as far as they could. They were sold that story by Levy and they ran with it. Awful decisions to get rid of him. And they've paid for it since. They've brought in managers which you never thought would fit because the manager does not suit the owner or the chairman because they don't spend big amounts, and those managers needed big amounts. They wasted all those years when they had a manager that was willing to bring in youngsters, bring in players that no one really knew about, which they could make into stars. And now they have to start again. They've got an unproven manager. Yeah, I get that. Well, an unproven manager who plays attacking football, which you really enjoy, but you've got a defense. Honestly, it's terrible.
And what are we doing with that right now? We're looking to address that defensive problem.
Yes,
trying to give him a team that will be put together, like you say, a player that can work with he doesn't hate to get the big stars. He's going to go for some of the underground signings. He's going to get you some young players. And guess what? He is proven. People sitting there saying he's not proven. He's won trophies everywhere he's been. At Celtic,
Steven Gerrard won the trophy that Ange Postecoglou won.
I knew that was coming out.
Wait. All right, Steven Gerrard did, but we're talking about a manager that's done it at different clubs. And he's proven to rebuild clubs. This isn't someone with
unproven at that highest level.
He's not done it at a high level. He's not done it at a high enough level. But this is the first step. You give these managers a chance. Pochettino never done it at a high level before he came.
He did it with Southampton.
Pochettino done it in the Premier League before, though.
Yes,
he done it at Southampton, and guess what? He didn't take them that far. He took Southampton to 8th.
No. We're not going to do this rewriting the history where Mauricio Pochettino had the same level of experience as Ange Postecoglou.
Well, he never won a trophy, and even till this day, people look at Pochettino and say, you know what, Poch hasn't won any trophies. He's not won trophies.
Why
alone a big club?
Hold on now.
He won the thing with PSG. He won the cup. But
so you don't want to talk about League One, but you want to big up the Australian League. Come on now, you're not serious.
I'm not picking up. I'm not saying I'm not counting it for PSG for the league. I'm not counting it because when Pochettino went into that team, any other manager would have won the league with that team.
George, I'm so sorry, bro. You can't not count trophies, bro. A trophy is a trophy.
You can add some context. Forget what you said about Poch. The main thing we're talking about, Big Ange, bro. That's what we're talking about. Big Ange. We were calling him Fat Ange by the end of the season. And that,
we're calling him Big Ange. We're talking about Big Ange. We're going to talk about how Big Ange is going to make some big noise.
Big noise of pain, bro. Big noise of pain and sorrow. That's what the noise you're going to be making.
So, you said that. Sorry, go on. Sorry.
I was going to say that. I think they would improve their football. Yeah, like I watched a bit of their preseason. Look, they look good. I'll give him that. But in terms of him as a manager, obviously his experience level is really low. And in the Champions League, he hasn't shown much with Celtic. And you're gonna say, "Oh, it's only Celtic." Bro, I've seen Shakhtar and Sheriff beat Real Madrid. So it is possible to show a bit of something in the Champions League.
Didn't Eden Hazard score against them?
Hasn't seen anything. Hasn't shown me.
I think that's harsh to say. Look, if you look at the way that the Celtic teams played, I think it was just a lack of quality from the Celtic team. Look, you could see that he played with intent. They actually played a good game. So
Sheriff had quality.
They put up a good game. They played with some good football, and they managed to dominate Real Madrid in some areas that no other teams could. And look, again, that wasn't enough to get a result. And we're not going to sit here and say, "Oh, look, playing good football is going to get you anything." It isn't, but it's a step up. It's a step up from what we've had. It's a step up from what a lot of teams can do, and it's going to show in the Premier League. See if he can sustain it or not. If you give him better players, which we are doing, and he's going to have some good top players of technical quality, like James Maddison, like Yves Bissouma. I don't see why this will go wrong. Honestly,
why we do he plays nice football? I've seen some of the worst managers in this division play some lovely football. It doesn't matter
consistency of good football.
But at the end of the day, Ange Postecoglou was coming into this Tottenham team massively. He can prove me wrong 100%, but he's coming into this job massively out of his depth because Tottenham Hotspur have the infrastructure and have the desire to be a top 4 Premier League team. And the last 3 managers to win the Scottish League were Neil Lennon, Steven Gerrard, and Brendan Rodgers. And none of those are anywhere near the Tottenham Hotspur level. using what he achieved.
Brendan Rodgers was your level.
Brendan Rodgers is.
If I was
Brendan Rodgers
is only of a bad level because of his last few years at Leicester. He took Leicester to an FA Cup.
He took an FA Cup away from us. He took an FA Cup away from Chelsea.
You guys should have got Brendan Rodgers.
100%. 100%. So I see Tottenham making the same mistakes as normal, and the reason why I say that is because you say you're going after these slightly unknown players, but these are unknown players. These are not the players that we were playing on Football Manager. Oh, he's a star in the future. No, these are unknown players. If you look at Newcastle and who they're bringing in, the Tonellis, the who's that defender they bought in the centre back?
Livramento.
No.
Kieran, I think this is the whole point, though. This is the whole reason why.
But Tottenham, Newcastle are buying those players, the players that we knew were decent a couple of seasons ago. Oh, actually, we're going to give them a chance in Premier League. Tottenham are not helping out their new manager, inexperienced, by bringing in these unknown players.
Wait, hold on. Before I say what I'm going to say, George, yeah, is Ange in charge of the recruitment right now? Is he playing a big part in the recruitment right now?
You're asking me a question that I will not have the answer for because we're being totally honest. Tottenham's recruitment is all a bit messy right now. We went into this season with Paratici as our director of football. We're supposed to have someone else come in to be our CEO of football who was supposed to start work on July the 1st and still actually hasn't started work. We've been told that Daniel Levy's heading up the negotiations for the Mickey van der Ven deal, and he's trying to finalize everything to get it done. And on top of that, I'm pretty sure we fired our chief scout or something like that last month. So who's in charge of Tottenham's recruitment activities? I'm not too sure. It could still be Paratici for all I'm aware of.
I get you on that, guys. I want to go to some of these super chats here. First one says the only big noise coming from Ange this season are the footsteps down the tunnel. It's not said.